Hey everyone, my name is Ashley Deeb. I am the marketing manager at CPort Credit Union. So before I get into kind of what the day-to-day of my job looks like, I figured I'd give you a little background about me and why I decided to go into the marketing communications profession. So when I was younger, I was always very passionate about writing. When I was in elementary school, I would enter poetry contests and, I would kind of keep a journal and write down short stories or kind of things that were happening in my life. And I really found writing to be a great outlet for me personally. So I always knew that I probably would eventually go into some sort of career that involved writing or storytelling. When I was younger, I kind of went between what careers might interest me. For a while, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer because I really enjoyed public speaking and debate. And lawyers also do a lot of reading and writing. So I thought that would be a good career to kind of focus that writing outlet in. For a while, I also thought I wanted to be a magazine editor, or write articles or be an author. Books and magazines were also something that really interests me from a young age. And so I thought that would be a great way to kind of tie that in with my love for writing and storytelling. But it wasn't really until college that I decided to major in communication studies. So as a communications major, I took a whole plethora of communications classes, and it was everything from, filmmaking and kind of like dissecting films as a form of visual communication. And then, I took an interview class about how to interview people and, what key points to look at to grab from interviews and how you can transform interviews into a written story or an article. I also took a public speaking class, which was by far the most entertaining class I had as a communication major. We got to pick wild topics about public speaking, and we'd have to make a speech on it. So I can recall one time I did a speech about the importance of washing your hands, and obviously rang true in 2020 because all of those statistics about hygiene and good hand health came back to my head. So it was something I did end up using later in life during a pandemic. So after college, I was fortunate my senior year of college to have an internship at a creative agency. A lot of creative agencies have marketing communications roles, whether that's, digital marketing, kind of graphic design, ad placement, ad buys, as well as, communications from the public relations sector. So I actually did an internship in reputation management, which is essentially PR. So I worked for an agency that had a bunch of clients, and we did different functions for the clients. So one of our clients we did public relations for, and it was a medical device company that we worked for, and that was the account I was specifically on. So I would do things kind of like pitch stories to media and call media and say, hey, we have this great new product, and we can have a doctor come on and talk about it, and is this something you'd be interested in? That kind of stuff. And then when I graduated college, my first role was actually at another agency, and we worked a lot with television studios and movie releases. So that was a fun job. I love movies and I love television and I love writing. So that role was kind of a culmination of everything that I really enjoyed. And so that was great. I got to write proposals for clients and come up with fun, engaging ways to promote like DVD releases and new television shows. So definitely got to tap into my creative side there and come up with some fun and entertaining ideas. And after that, I ended up working for an airline for 5 years. So the communications kind of went from creative agency to very technical. I worked with pilots for half of my time there. And so that communication was a little different. It was more internal company communication as opposed to external communication to a client or a business or to the media, if you would. And then I moved over to the marketing department and kind of did a combination of internal and external communications. And I found that something that I kind of liked. I liked being able to kind of see like the internal company side of things, but then also kind of the messaging outward. And after my time at the airline, then I worked in healthcare for a little bit, and that eventually led me to CPort, where I am now. So I'm in the marketing department, and marketing communications kind of go hand in hand. Communications, obviously, kind of the writing of what you're trying to sell, and the marketing is the actual promotion of it. So definitely, if you have a strong communications background, marketing is something you can go into. If you're really passionate about business development and business growth, marketing is also probably another outlet you might want to pursue. So as the marketing manager, I am a team of one, so I kind of have a lot of different responsibilities. In terms of digital marketing, I handle our website, so kind of anything you see online, social media, print materials. So for example, this is a quarterly newsletter that we print. And so it has kind of fun things. This talks about a member appreciation week. You know, we do a little graph on kind of member growth and where we're at year over year. We of course have a message from our CEO, and then kind of reminders about things happening, activities throughout the year for our members to get involved. So that's really fun. As the marketing manager, I'm also responsible for our scholarship program, which is for elementary schools. We're currently in 8 elementary schools throughout Portland, Scarborough, and Augusta. So this is a fun program that we work on every year. And on the back of the newsletter, we do a little recap about the program and who's won the awards for the year. So that's fun. Something else that I might work on would be our calendar for the year. So people will submit photos, and I'll go through all the photo submissions and kind of, pick what I think is best, maybe, converse with a few employees, get their feedback, and then make the final selections for something like this, the calendar. So it's a lot of digital and it's a lot of print, very different. With the digital, we do, bi-weekly emails. So it's helping come up with the content for that and kind of reaching out to the subject matter experts and checking in with them and seeing, do they have anything worth communicating? And then for the website, it's always just kind of keeping things consistent and fresh. And same thing for social media. That's obviously, a newer area that we're kind of breaking into. We're doing more work there than we have in the past. And kind of for the future going forward, social media is going to be around, and it's kind of developing into its own thing. And, there's plenty of places where you can go into marketing and just focus on social media, or just focus on digital marketing, or just focus on like print marketing. If there's like one thing that you're passionate about or you have more of an interest in, there's definitely within marketing communications as an umbrella, there's so many different routes you can pursue. If public speaking is something you're interested in, you might want to look into like media relations, kind of being the PR go-to person for a company, a spokesperson. There's just so many different things you can do. And I encourage you, if you're passionate about something when you're younger, it's not necessarily a guarantee it's something you'll go into later in life, but chances are if you really enjoy it then, you'll only continue to enjoy it as you grow older. And it's at least something worth pursuing as you're kind of, going to school and thinking about what things interest you. It's at least a great starting point. So yes, that's kind of my quick all things marketing, how I started, how I ended up here. And I wish you the best of luck, and use the resources you have. Kind of these videos are great to get like a quick snapshot into what someone does, and if you have that type of personality, what might be a good fit for you. But just utilize all the resources you can, and ask questions, talk to people. Always willing to help, chat. Thinking about your career at an early age is very important. So thanks so much for taking the time to let me speak to you. Have a great day.